My name is Mark McAdam, and I'm the Liaison and Recruitment Director at Queen Elizabeth Sixth Form College. And what I'd like to share with you this evening is a sort of interview with a couple of our current students who are in our second year. We've got Ellie Riddle and Charlie Toole. They're both sort of, as I say, second year students coming to the end of their QE experience. And we just want to have a little bit of a chat about their experiences at QE and how they applied to QE and what subjects they're doing and the experiences that they've had, along with the sort of progression options that they're both looking at. And it'll last about probably about 15 minutes, and hopefully it'll be a really useful sort of experience for you guys out there who are looking to apply and have already applied to QE and have got sort of thoughts and questions that you might have, and we hopefully will be able to answer them in this little video recording. So both Ellie and Charlie are from Staindrop School previously, and they were both head boy and head girl. So they came from one of our local feeder schools. Okay. Now, the first question that I was going to ask the guys was, when did you first consider QE, and sort of was it always an option for you? Was it sort of always on the radar? Did you kind of consider sort of other places, and why did you come to QE? As sort of we'll go with Ellie first, and then Charlie can obviously give his response.
Okay, so I started looking at QE in year 10. I think it's when most people start looking at colleges and sixth forms to go to. I always knew I wanted to do A levels rather than like vocational subjects. I feel like a sixth forms was always more for me, but I obviously looked around all the colleges and sixth forms around here, and it was just QE that it was best fit for me really in year 10.
Excellent. Okay, and Charlie, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so same as Ellie, really. We started looking around it in year 10 when we came to visit QE, and it was definitely up there in my top choices. So I did a lot of research looking at how QE was slightly different to a secondary school, but still had the educational feel and atmosphere rather than like a technology college. So it was definitely on my radar from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big advantages of doing A levels, it kind of gives you that flexibility to mix and match different subjects. Is that one of the sort of things that you both felt was a key advantage for you, that you were able to sort of mix and match, not necessarily focus on one particular area?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie?
Yeah, it's nice to have like a match of different subjects rather than just focusing on one.
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Excellent. I mean, that's one of those sort of big advantages of doing A levels. It gives you that flexibility, and various options are open to you. In terms of what subjects you're doing, Ellie, what subjects are you doing, and then obviously Charlie?
I'm doing biology, chemistry, and geography, and I chose them because I've always just enjoyed geography. It's always been like one of my top subjects, and then I want to go into like a healthcare career, so the two science subjects are obviously very beneficial for that.
Right. Okay, Charlie.
And I took politics, business, and geography at QE, and they just really. So I did business and geography at GCSE, and then politics was something that you've never really seen in school before. So it was definitely like an outstanding subject that I just thought I need to have a look at this.
Right. Now, in terms of sort of finding out, obviously, Charlie, you've done sort of options that you're not necessarily able to do at GCSE. Ellie, I think all of your subjects you did at GCSE, so you were familiar with them at GCSE. I mean, just a little bit about how you both did your research in terms of your subjects. Probably is more from Charlie, really, in terms of those subjects that you didn't do at GCSE and how you found out about them, and what convinced you that they were the right subjects for you.
Yeah, so it's definitely like on the visits we got talked around like the different what these classrooms would be taught in, and then it was just going onto the website and just having a look at all the different subjects that they had to offer and what sparked my interest really.
And you had the benefit, obviously, before COVID, of coming to open evenings, the pair of you. And did you get the opportunity to sort of talk to subject specialists in your different subjects? And did you find that useful?
Yeah, I know when I went to open evenings, I went into even subjects that I didn't think I would want to do. I still went into them classrooms and spoke to the teachers, because like you never know, you could just, that one conversation could change your mind of what you wanted to do. And I think getting a feel of the environment you're going to be in for the next 2 years was really beneficial as well.
Yeah, Charlie?
Yeah, it was definitely helpful coming into an open evening because you got to see the teachers outside of like an academics atmosphere. So it's sort of just having a conversation about what you feel like you can do here rather than like being taught something from the subject.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this year we've been a bit restricted on open evenings, but again, these evenings, these virtual open evenings, I would just encourage students to explore our website as much. We've all got the individual course websites that you can explore with videos and things on them. Try and be as informed as possible about the different subjects that you're interested in. Ellie made a really good point. Sort of about going around and have a range of subjects, have about 5, 6 different subjects that you're particularly interested in, because there might be subjects out there that you've not necessarily heard of that sort of fit your skill sets and interests. So look at a wider range. Don't necessarily pigeonhole yourself down 3 at this moment in time. You can change right up until you actually get your GCSEs. So do that research via our website. We are going to have hopefully a bridging experience, COVID permitting, and that's a good opportunity to explore different subjects as well and meet teachers, meet students, and get a real feel for the different skills that are required, different content, exam or coursework requirements, etc. Okay. Now the next question, I'm just sort of looking down, glancing down at my questions that I've got for you guys. I mean, what advice would you give to students who are investigating QE and investigating A levels as an option? And so again, we'll go with Ellie first, and then Charlie.
I would just say don't like bunk yourself down to 3A, like your specific 3A levels that you think you want to do right now, because it can always change. And I also feel like don't be scared to come to QE because it's a bigger school than Staindrop. Because even though Staindrop is a very small school, compared to QE, you have your own, like, you don't know everybody at QE, and you won't for the entire 2 years. Like, you won't meet everybody in your year group, but you have your specific teachers and your specific class friends. And it's just like being at school, you just have more people here, really.
Yeah, good advice, Charlie.
Yeah, it's definitely a good experience because it's like a half step from school. You've got the academic rigor, but then you've got the freedom that QE allows because it's such a like in a central location to Darlington. You can spend time outside of lessons if you needed to because you've got the opportunity to have free lessons, and then it's a much more open space for you to go to, and it's definitely an opportunity to think about.
Yeah, and I mean, the sort of teacher-student relationship is a good one as well, isn't it? I think kind of you guys, we didn't flag this up, but I'm Charlie and Ellie's geography teacher alongside my other role in college, and I'm Mark to Ellie and Charlie. I'm not Sir, so we have a good sort of working relationship, and that's a bit different, bit more mature, I would say, from school. Would you agree?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I mean, the other thing that we want to explore that sort of students might have a little bit of anxiety over is sort of some of the key differences between A levels and GCSEs. If you could just maybe identify some of the key differences. Again, just with a proviso, you guys have had a bit of a different experience with COVID, not doing exams this year as such. But sort of just a few little snippets in terms of key differences between GCSE and A level. Ellie, sorry.
So I think the obvious difference is at GCSE you had maybe 10 different subjects, 10 different exams that you were going to take at the end, whereas with A levels you've got year 3 specific exams. And to a lot of people that's very beneficial because it's them 3 subjects what you've chosen and what you know you're going to enjoy. I also think that you've got a lot more independence with A levels. So during your week you don't have full days where you've got like lessons all the time. Like I'm supposed to be in college today, but I'm at home now because I'm in a free lesson. So I would say you've got your study lessons where you can do what you want, but at the same time you should probably be doing work in them lessons as well. So it's that freedom, but doing what you should be doing at the same time.
Yeah, that's cool. Charlie?
Yeah, it's definitely because you've obviously chosen these 3 A levels because you like want to go further with them and progress. it just makes it more inviting to like come to college because you know that you're doing like a subject that you like, and as well the courses like are very academic like based, so you've got to make sure that you're going to be able to keep up with the workload because it is a high workload, but it's still manageable if you can manage your free time properly.
Yeah, I would agree. You've got the opportunity to focus on the subjects that you're particularly interested in. You do have more time. You're not doing, like Ellie said, the sort of 9, 10 GCSEs or slightly less, or slightly more in some cases. So you can really focus on what you want to do. You've got that flexibility to come and go. Like Ellie said, Ellie's gone home to conduct this interview from home, which is absolutely fine. And Charlie's just in the classroom next door. Yeah, you've got that flexibility, and again, we allow students to develop and mature accordingly, but there's lots of support mechanisms in place to ensure students are actually doing what they should be doing, achieving the targets, and hopefully exceeding in those key targets. So that's good. Nearly coming to an end, but last sort of couple of questions, just sort of looking down there. When you started QE, did you have any anxieties? You've kind of probably already answered this, I think, really. But sort of how did you settle, and what elements of college helped you to settle when you were at QE?
I would
Ellie?
say tutorial sessions. You have, I think it's two
2.5 hours. Yeah.
every week of tutorial sessions, and they help you get settled in. They're not like subject specific lessons. That you might have the odd task to do every week, but you've got your tutor who you can go to for anything, and that's like your main support system, especially in first year, to go to. And then when you move in towards second year and you're thinking about university and applying there's multiple support systems like your careers advisors, which were very helpful for me, and just like developing your personal statement and everything like that. There's just so many different support systems there for you at QE.
Yeah, cool. Well, we'll talk a little bit about progression and the careers advice shortly. But your thoughts, Charlie?
Yeah, tutor sessions definitely helped in the first couple months coming to QE because it was sort of like a time where you had people from different lessons, different subjects, all in the same room talking about what's happening in the world and stuff. And it was just sort of a nice mix of people because some people that you haven't seen before, and it was just nice to chat to people outside of your lessons or outside of friends from your previous school.
So any sort of anxiety? I mean, obviously, as a new student coming to a new place, I guess there was a little bit of anxiety there, but sort of you didn't feel sort of anxious, and you settled in pretty quickly, both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, we just touched on that final thing. We're nearly coming to an end. You guys are obviously coming to the end of your second year, and you've both got progression plans. I think both of you are going off to university. So, in terms of those plans, if you just sort of talk me through, Ellie and Charlie, sort of what you're thinking of doing, what are you hoping to go on and do, and obviously Ellie's touched on it, the sort of support that you got while you were in college. To achieve that aim. So Ellie, if you want to go.
Okay, so next year, well, in September, I'm hoping to go to Liverpool University to study biomedical health. So so that's like QE's helped me a lot with that because I always knew I wanted to go into some sort of health career, but I didn't know exactly what path to take. So the careers advisors helped me a lot with entry requirements I would need, personal statement, and they just gave me a massive list, maybe a side of A4, of just different universities, different courses that would like possibly fit me, and then I chose out of them. So if you've like at QE, if you've got any worries about moving forward, they're always there to help. And yeah.
Cool, very good. And Charlie, what are you going on to do?
So in September, I'm hoping to go to Manchester Metropolitan University to study international business management. And I definitely had a lot of help from careers because of COVID not allowing us to do work experience last summer. I felt like there was a gap missing in my personal statement. So I went and saw the careers advisors just to see like how I can bulk up my personal statement. where I'm lacking in work experience.
Very good. Yeah, I mean, I just sort of should say that at that point, again, under normal circumstances, we would have encouraged lots of students to be taking part in sort of a work experience, and we help students with getting work experience. We have sort of set times throughout the year when students can go and work experience. That's a really important part of developing your CVs and things. But obviously, that's been a little bit limited, but yeah, a massive amount of support. We have sort of 2 full-time careers advisors. We also have a work experience coordinator as well, which has been very useful for students to kind of get those skills developed and have sort of multiple experiences. So we're coming to an end now, guys. Sort of, I found that really sort of useful and very informative. Hopefully, people that watch this will do as well. I'd just like to say it's been a real sort of pleasure teaching you guys. I've loved having you in geography and around the college. Keep your options open, I would sort of say, people in terms of subjects. Do your research, find out sort of as much as you can about what's involved in the different subjects and what is sort of examined and what's coursework, and dig deep into our websites and find out as much as you can during bridging and things like that, to make as sort of informed choices. Is there anything sort of, Ellie and Charlie, you would like to say, just as your sort of final advice to Year 11s? What would you say, Ellie? What would you say?
I think I would just say enjoy yourself as well. Like, don't get too like bogged down of like you can't have a social life because you're doing A levels and everything. You just enjoy yourself while you're there, because it's only 2 years, but it goes really fast.
Yeah, excellent. Good advice, Charlie.
Yeah, definitely just come and enjoy yourself, but also choosing your A levels when you've got your GCSE result isn't the be all and end all, because I came to QE wanting to do biology, and I quickly realised once coming here that biology wasn't a subject for me, and I was able to change to geography within the first couple of weeks of QE just by getting a deeper understanding of biology and how that wasn't the right course for me.
And how that didn't necessarily fit your skill set, kind of thing, and that's absolutely fine. And it was good that you got the opportunity to sort of make that change and do geography. Why not? Hey, yeah, it's been great speaking to you guys. It's been really useful, and I hope everybody sort of out there finds it really beneficial under these difficult times. But many thanks, and sort of see you soon. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you.